Hello, welcome to the recording for IS122 Week 1. The reading for this week in the Farrell is Chapter 1 and Chapter 1 out of Smith. The discussion for Week 1, the initial response is due Wednesday with 3 replies due by Sunday. You're supposed to do some research on the software development life cycle, explain what it is, and if you think one phase is more important than the other, and why you think that, which phase do you think is more important. Your initial response should have at least 100 words, and you need at least one APA reference with in-text citation. You can check the HU APA tip sheet for correct citations. So I wanted to show you the library. So if you scroll down to citation and formatting, here is the tip sheet. And then if you look at the tip sheet on page 3, you'll see how it tells you how to do the print book. So this is an example, and this is the requirements. And then this is the in-text citation. Now this is what I call the full reference, which it goes at the bottom of your post. The in-text citation goes within your post to tell me which information came from that website. If you use a direct quote, exact words, then you need to use quotation marks. And if it's a book, then you need to give the page number. So after the year, it'd be comma, P period, and then page number. And that's for a book. Now for websites, you go to page 6, look for websites. So this one has author, date of publication, title, retrieved from URL. Now if it has no author, then you start with the page title, the date, and for websites you give the full date if it's given, just like this. And then retrieve from URL. If there's no date, then you use ND, and then the retrieved on date and from the URL. So let me show you some websites. So I wanted to show you, this is from the library databases. They give you the citation right there. You make sure it's APA. And here's your citation. You just have to copy that and paste it. Then your in-text would depend on if it's an author. Here it's not an author, so you would just use knowledge pool and the year. That's how you do it if you use the database. Now this is a website that has the author and the date, but only part of the date. So you'd have 1999, comma, March for the date, and you would have last name, comma, and then first initial. And then you would do middle initial if it's provided, which it is not in this one. Now on this one, there's no date given. So you start with the page title, which is Learning Java Programming, not the website, which was program is. Usually the title is given up on the tab, so you would use Learn Java Programming. You could also put in the definitive guide. Since there's no date, you'd use N period, D period, and this is the URL you're talking about. And since there's no date, you would say from, say today is the 5th, so you would say March 5th, comma, 2018, from. So retrieved on, and then from this URL, and you just copy and paste that. The same with all of them. It's this URL that you copy. And if you copy this whole URL here, then I can see the article that you're talking about. And that's the importance of your APA formatting. Now the week 1 assignment is due Sunday at 11:59 p.m. You're to draw a flow chart and write pseudocode for a simple input-output program. Now don't use the one in the book and don't use the one in the video. You need to create one of your own. So think about something that you have to put something in, and then you want it to do some processing. The example given in the book was input my number, my answer equals my number times 2, output my answer, and then you stop. So that was the simple program from the book. And the pseudocode, I didn't do the whole pseudocode, but you'd have a start, you'd have the input, you'd have I think in the example it was a Coke machine. And so you input the dollar and it's a Coke machine, and then it outputs a Coke. So that was just an example. And over here I wanted to show you that the shapes, flowchart shapes, and that this one would be called, or V would be the rhombus. So if you look in Word, I kind of started a simple one just to show you, but it's under the Insert tab, Shapes, and then you go to Flowchart, and this is the termination, which is what I did here. And when you create that, you see it gives you all the tools you need to format it. So you can choose how you want it, and then you can just start typing in it. And then once you have your words typed in, then you can go to the Home tab, and you can change the color. You can also make them bold, you can make them bigger. And that's how you put words in those. So you just start typing. If you want to go back to the format, you just have to highlight the shape and go back to the format. Now this is the rhombus shape I was talking about. It talks about it in the video, the rhombus, and I just wanted you to know which one in the shapes category. If you hold your mouse over the top, it will tell you what they are. So for this one, it's a pretty simple flowchart. So you create your flowchart, and then you can just after the last of it, you can enter and type in your pseudocode. So it maybe be better to start with the pseudocode. Might be easier. However you want to do it, or you can just move this all up. Doesn't want to move. So I would just say you can put the name of your assignment, type in your pseudocode, and then do your flowchart. And then you'd only have to turn in one paper. And that's assignment 1. Now assignment 2 is due Sunday by 11:59 p.m. You're using an online programming text editor and compiler called Broxy. And you're going to enter your program in there for Hello World and take a screenshot showing the program and the output. Change your code so that it results in displaying your name, such as Jane Doe, the class, programming logic, and then take a screenshot. And then paste both the screenshots into Word. So I wanted to show you. This is the way it looks in the assignment. There is a problem, and this is the correct way. So you see if you can figure out what the problem is so that you get the correct results. You're going to take a screenshot of the code. So let's see, let's go to the class. And if we go to Classroom, I wanted to show you Broxley. So what you can do is you can just copy this whole thing, and then you open Broxley, and then you just wait till it gets through loading, and then paste in your program. Then to run it, you click Start. Now, as I said, there is a problem, and that's why you didn't get the correct result. It should just say hello world down there. So that's for you to solve on that assignment. Once you have the screenshots of both, you paste them into Word. Now to do that, say you've taken a screenshot with the print screen, you just go to the home page and click Paste. So I will show you. So I'm going to do a print screen, and then I'm going to go back to the Word document and I'm going to paste it. So this is a screenshot of my screen, but what it's going to be is of the program running. So let's see, where did that go? See, I can't see it behind there. So it's going to be, you're going to take a screenshot of the whole program and the results. So the results are down here. It's going to say hello world, and then in the second screenshot it should give your name and the class number and title. So that's for the second program. The reference I have, I couldn't do a hanging indent here, so I want you to realize that you need to do a hanging indent if you're writing a paper. But in the discussions, you don't have to worry about the hanging indent because it's tricky to get it to work. So all I expect you to do is have all of the components of an APA reference. That's all I have for this week. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be glad to answer them for you.